Here's a question most apartment owners never seriously consider. If someone forced their way through your front door tonight, would your dog protect your family or simply watch it happen? Because when you live in an apartment, security is different. You don't have a huge yard. You don't need a livestock guardian patrolling 5 acres. And you definitely don't want a 150-pound territorial powerhouse reacting to every neighbor walking past your door. What you need is something much more specific. A dog with protective instinct, environmental awareness, controllable power, and the ability to actually live comfortably in a smaller space. Today, we're counting down the top 5 dog breeds for apartment security. And don't assume the biggest dog wins. Because when we reach number 1, my choice may surprise you. At number 5, we have a dog people sometimes underestimate because of its goofy personality. The boxer. Spend 5 minutes around one and you might see bouncing, clownish behavior and enough facial expressions to fill an entire TikTok account. But underneath that personality is a powerful, athletic dog with a long history as a working breed. And for apartment security, the boxer has an interesting advantage. It can look approachable until something feels wrong. A mature boxer can be physically imposing without reaching the enormous proportions of breeds such as mastiffs. They're muscular, they're fast, they're highly connected to their families, and many boxers are naturally alert to unusual activity around their home. That's valuable in an apartment because your first layer of canine security isn't necessarily attackability, it's detection and deterrence. Someone lingering outside the door, footsteps at an unusual hour, a stranger entering unexpectedly. You want a dog that notices. And when a muscular boxer suddenly appears behind you at the doorway, most strangers immediately reconsider their intentions. But there's a catch. Boxers are energetic. Apartment living works best when they're receiving substantial daily exercise, training, and mental stimulation. Without those things, your security system may start redesigning your furniture. Apartment security score, 7.8 over 10. Number 4 changes the atmosphere immediately. The Rottweiler. This is where serious physical deterrence enters the countdown. A well-bred, properly socialized Rottweiler doesn't need to bark continuously. It doesn't need to throw itself against the door. Sometimes, it just needs to stand there. Historically developed from working and drover-type dogs, the Rottweiler became associated with guarding livestock, property, and people. And that heritage still matters. Rottweilers tend to have something valuable for home security: presence. A large head, heavy musculature, powerful build, deep vocalization, and a reputation that most intruders already understand. But here's why the Rottweiler isn't higher. Apartment life can magnify poor training. Elevators, narrow hallways, delivery drivers, children running past, neighbors suddenly appearing around corners, other dogs entering confined spaces. A powerful dog without excellent socialization and obedience can become a liability rather than an asset. And some apartment complexes, landlords or insurers may restrict breeds such as Rottweilers, so housing rules must be checked before bringing one home. For an experienced, responsible owner, a stable Rottweiler can be an extraordinary deterrent. For someone choosing their first serious guardian, there are easier options. Apartment security. Score, 8.3 over 10. At number 3, the Doberman Pinscher. And this breed almost seems engineered for the assignment. Unlike massive livestock guardians, the Doberman combines considerable size with a lean, athletic frame. That matters in limited space. But the Doberman's greatest security advantage isn't simply its body, it's awareness. Dobermans were deliberately developed as personal protection dogs, and that history helps explain their reputation for vigilance and attachment to their handlers. A good Doberman watches, it listens, it follows its person, and it often notices changes in the environment extremely quickly. For apartment security, that's valuable. You don't necessarily need a dog searching a large property. Your security zone might consist of 3 things: your door, your hallway, and you. That's almost tailor-made for a personal guardian. There's also the intimidation factor. The silhouette alone is unmistakable. Tall, muscular, alert, athletic. But Dobermans need substantial exercise, structured training, and human interaction. This isn't a dog you leave alone for endless hours and expect to become a perfectly balanced security companion. They often want to be involved in virtually everything you do, including things you would occasionally prefer to do alone. Doberman owners know exactly what I'm talking about. Apartment security score, 8.8 over 10. Quick question. If you had to trust one breed with your family tonight, the Boxer, Rottweiler or Doberman, which are you choosing? Put your answer in the comments. Because our final two are where this ranking gets controversial. Number 2 should surprise absolutely nobody, the German Shepherd. There's a reason this breed has spent generations working alongside police, military personnel, security professionals and families. German Shepherds bring together several traits that are difficult to find in one package. Intelligence, trainability, athleticism, confidence, environmental awareness, and strong potential for protective behavior. But there's one characteristic that makes the German Shepherd particularly interesting for apartment security. Communication. A German Shepherd doesn't have to physically engage a threat to make its presence known. That deep, explosive bark coming from behind an apartment door can be an extraordinary deterrent. Imagine you're an intruder choosing between two doors. Behind one, silence. Behind the other, woof. And it sounds like 75 pounds of German engineering has already located your exact position. Which door are you choosing? Exactly. But apartment ownership comes with responsibilities. German Shepherds require physical exercise and mental work. They shed heavily. They need early socialization. And poorly managed territorial barking can turn your personal security system into the reason your neighbors start a petition. The goal isn't a German Shepherd suspicious of everyone. It's a German Shepherd capable of remaining neutral around normal apartment activity, while recognizing when something truly isn't normal. That's the difference between reactivity and controlled vigilance. Apartment security. Score, 9.2 over 10. We've had the Boxer, the Rottweiler, the Doberman, and the German Shepherd. 4 formidable dogs. But here's the problem. For apartment security, bigger isn't automatically better. The best dog has to balance protection with something people frequently overlook: livability. Your dog may encounter neighbors every day. Elevators, maintenance workers, children, delivery drivers, dogs in hallways, unexpected noises through walls. So number 1 needs enough confidence to alert you, enough presence to discourage someone, but enough adaptability to live successfully in a dense residential environment. And that's why my number 1 is... But before I reveal it, follow Frankie IQ if you enjoy intelligent breakdowns of guardian breeds, dog behavior, and family protection. Because the strongest dog isn't always the best protector. The right temperament matters more than hype. Now, number 1. Yes, the standard Schnauzer. Not the giant Schnauzer, the standard. And before the Rottweiler and German Shepherd owners attack the comments, hear me out. The standard Schnauzer doesn't win because it's the most powerful dog on this list. It isn't. It wins because we're specifically talking about apartment security. Historically, standard Schnauzers were versatile German farm dogs used for tasks including guarding property and controlling vermin. That helped produce a dog that's remarkably alert. They're intelligent, watchful, athletic, naturally suspicious enough to notice unusual activity, yet compact enough to fit apartment life more easily than many heavyweight guardian breeds. And here's the important distinction. Security is not the same thing as combat. For most families, the dog's most useful security functions are detect something unusual, alert the household, create uncertainty for the stranger outside, and provide enough physical presence that entering the home suddenly seems like a very bad idea. The standard Schnauzer can check those boxes without requiring you to squeeze a 120-pound Mastiff into a 2-bedroom apartment. They're typically around medium size, but their beard, eyebrows, square build, and intense expression give them considerably more presence than their dimensions suggest. And Schnauzers have another weapon, that alarm system. When something catches their attention, you usually know about it. Of course, that also means training matters, because in an apartment building, you want someone is trying to enter. Not, Mrs. Johnson walked past the door again, red alert. The standard Schnauzer still needs exercise, socialization, and consistent training. But when you balance size, vigilance, intelligence, deterrence, and apartment practicality, it becomes one of the most underrated security breeds available. And that's exactly why it takes my #1 position. Apartment security score, 9.5/10. But there's something more important than this entire ranking. A dog's breed does not guarantee protection. Genetics influence behavior, but temperament, socialization, training, health, environment, and responsible ownership matter enormously. And you should never deliberately make your dog aggressive in the name of protection. A dog that reacts indiscriminately to strangers isn't necessarily protecting you. It may simply be dangerous. The ideal apartment security dog isn't looking for a fight. It's stable, observant, confident, under control, and bonded to its family. Think of the dog as one layer of home security, alongside good locks, lighting, cameras, alarms, and sensible awareness, not as a replacement for them. So here's our final ranking. Number 5, Boxer. Number 4, Rottweiler. Number 3, Doberman Pinscher. Number 2, German Shepherd. And number 1, Standard Schnauzer. Now I already know number 1 is going to start an argument. So tell me, did the Standard Schnauzer deserve the top spot? Or would you replace it with another breed? Drop your number 1 apartment security dog in the comments. And if you're considering one of these breeds, watch my next video on the guard dog breeds regular people can't handle. Because choosing a dog capable of protecting your family is one thing. Being capable of handling that dog is another. This is Frankie IQ. Follow for more intelligent breakdowns of the world's most fascinating dogs.